You guys all probably know by now that I'm extremely bullish on crypto, especially on XRP and some other coins I talk about on this channel. But just sometimes I see articles that make my brain hurt. I look at them and think, why? Why did they do that? Why? Did somebody just send me this? Why did somebody think it was a good idea to shove this into my face? And what I'm talking about is crazy price predictions. Guys, let me tell you really quickly. Where do I think XRP's price will go? I think the next bull run, which I think is upon us already, but I think that will peak XRP at, depending on where Bitcoin goes, $25, if not $35. Basis for that, I believe XRP would have probably hit about $10 or so in 2021 had it not been for the SEC. And I think Bitcoin this run will go from 70,000 to about 150,000. And so from that perspective, I also believe XRP will double the price it should have hit in 2021, which again was about $10. So this time around $25 or so. You might think of that as you please. If you think that's stupid and too high, sure. If you think that's way too low, sure. This is just my own personal thoughts. Whatever you decide upon, please let me know down below what you think. But if you're asking me, that's what I think will happen. Again, I sometimes see articles though that make me think, am I the crazy one, or are people writing these the crazy ones? Because I'll always be honest and say, hey, there is no inherent limit to any price of any asset out there. That's the truth. And so whenever somebody tells me, Dusty, XRP can never go to $100, yada yada, I always say back, well, you don't know. It could definitely do that, especially if we think about how the dollar could devalue, making a $100 valuation of a crypto less important. And I mean, the whole denomination in dollars might actually become irrelevant altogether not too long from now. But I always like it when people can back up their claims, though, with some form of logic. And I think my $25 XRP prediction is very logical, and thus it's something I like to talk about because I can see it in the near future and I understand the path there. Towards $1,000, $2,000, $10,000, $35,000. I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying I don't fully understand the path, and so it's not something I bank on. It's not something I'm waiting for, even though I understand that there probably is somebody out there who's made a very good theory about it. But I, on this channel, am trying to make a million millionaires, not by talking about things that are hypothetically possible in some very far distance or in 10 years from now. No, we're talking about an exact game plan. What can we buy right now to bring us money over the next year and a half with the highest amount of certainty, the highest percentage gains? And that's why I try to share whenever I see these opportunities in the market. Right now, quite recently, I was sharing you guys the opportunity of trading or mostly just shorting a lot of these shit coins. Well, shit coins is definitely debatable, but we noticed some pattern for a lot of these cryptos that led us to believe that shorting them is the best course of action. And last bull market and the next bull market, what I'll be doing again is I spend most of my time and resources on finding specific cryptos to buy. At the end of the day, my main occupation is investments. I try to invest as early as possible, and I make hundreds of different investments every year. Well, this year is slower because the market's kind of down and wacky. But as the bull market continues back, we're going to probably invest in so much fundamental, but also hyped up crazy meme coin type of garbage. And for the most part, whenever I see a good opportunity, and if you're in this game, you know when there's a good opportunity, I'll try to share it with you guys. And that's why I always say, make sure you press that like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel, not because the subscriber number matters, because at the end of the day, I don't think it does. What matters to me the most is that you've got a good connection with the people that watch you, so with you specifically. And I'm trying to build a good reputation of showing you guys bangers that actually end up succeeding and hopefully also being pretty accurate with my predictions, like for example with XRP. And for that reason, I don't like to throw up, hey, $10,000 per XRP, $100,000, $7,000, because it's just too far away. I know for hype, for clicks, it does well if I were to shout it out and think of a theory. But I really want you guys to do well with your actual investments, not just in speculation. Again, not a financial advisor, but I'm trying to help everybody out as best I can. So again, can it hit $1,000 per coin? I'm always going to be the guy that says, sure, it could. There's so many different reasons why it could. But most likely, the person making this article doesn't really know that much more about XRP than you do. And if you're seeing somebody say it's based on the charts, you know, something as crazy as $1,000 per XRP, I never like that too much. If they're saying, hey, you know, it's because they're going to encompass this industry, because they're going to tap into derivatives, it's such a big market. If it all had to be processed on the XRP ledger with the actual XRP asset, you know, to transfer $7 quadrillion, you need a price of $1,000 per XRP for it to actually logistically make sense. Those theories I can get behind. If you're saying, well, we did some technical analysis and came out to $7 billion per XRP, Not a big fan of that. And that's because I know, right? I've traded so many coins. I do this every single day. And I've been in this game for over a decade. I do this every single day, most hours of the day. So I speak with authority when I say, doing these TA things on a shit coin, XRP is not one of them, but on something that you expect that's going to return a 5,000x or 2,000x does not work. There are so many keys to success this severe that are not seeable in the chart. And when these crazy altcoins come, I can predict for you guys exactly the way these things happen, because it happens the same way every single cycle. And again, I understand the comments already. People are going to say two things. One is, Dusty, you're wrong. It's going to hit this, that type of price. Sure, man. And the other ones are going to say, man, you don't know. These cycles, history never repeats. Just clip this part, look back at it in about 2 years from now, because the accuracy of what I'm saying here, you're going to notice how true it was. You might not want to accept it, but hopefully somebody out there is listening to my kind words here of encouragement to research this subject more, because it happens the exact same way every time. But alas, for this one person that's actually listening, please hear me out. Right now, a lot of money is flowing into Bitcoin. Soon enough, we'll see a shift where Bitcoin's dominance is significantly high, that a lot of money is going to flow into these bigger altcoins again. Your XRP, your Chainlink, your coins at the top. At some point, you're going to see over on X, previously called Twitter, and YouTube, you're going to see a lot more of these gem videos and coins that are popping off, and you're going to see a lot of hype for these crazy opportunities. People are making 50x gains, 30x gains, etc., overnight. Now, what I personally do is I try to go and look for these crypto communities that are mostly degenerates. I enter a lot of them. You know, my Discord is all of a sudden filled with 100 different servers of just seeing what people are buying right now. And usually I try to put $100 into every stupid thing to kind of see what the sentiment is like. If most things fail, you know, it's not the market yet. If most things are actually doing some type of action, or not most, but at least a good couple, you'll see that $100 will turn into, you know, 10,000, 15,000. And most $100 will still go to zero, or at least, you know, go to $10, $30, etc. You kind of forget about those. You just focus on the one that did well. And usually from within that community of the coin that did well, you'll find other different coins that are kind of attached to it. It's same with Shiba Inu. I told you guys when I was buying Shiba Inu, I'm not sure if we put $100 or 10,000 in anymore. We got a good chunk of money out of Shiba Inu. And from Shiba Inu came the Floki Inu, came to this and that type of Inu. And that's how you kind of go on. As you find the one specific asset, that's the next big thing. You don't have to be first. We don't have to make billions of dollars. You just want to turn that $1,000, $100, that $10 into a significant X to have some more money to play with now, because now the season has started, and so we're going to go all out investing. And I still believe in this philosophy. If it's a bull market, you've got $1,000. All right, let's do 10,000. I know most people might not have this, but I'm just putting it out there. If you've got $10,000, you make 100 investments of $100. If I were to do it, and I think every single one of you can do the same thing, I know for a fact that one of those, if you're paying close attention to everything I'm going to share throughout the next couple of months, it's no certainty, but it's a very high amount of certainty. Not 100%, but very high. But you turn one of those into so many more thousands. Again, if I had to make a guess, I'd say one of them is going to be at least 23K out of $100, making all the 99 worthless. You know, you don't need them anymore. So you only need to hit one out of every 100. But I think a couple of those are also going to do well. One is going to be 100 into 7K. One is going to be 100 into 4K. Again, in a bull market, because there's just so much money that enters the space. There's just so many multipliers. And that's why I don't really care about XRP going to the $1,000 mark in the next year or two, because I don't see a logical path. Whereas with these altcoins that are really, really small, they have to go from a market cap of $1 million to, you know, $500 million. That's still a 500x. XRP right now is how much? $25 billion already a market cap? Significant amount more money that we need to go to these $1,000 levels. If you're in it for the quick gains, look for assets that have historically presented quick gains. If you're in it for industry building, for fundamentals, because very often, guys, I invest in projects with a very high valuation. But I do that because I understand that throughout the next couple of years, if I place $100,000 into this project to that project, it most likely will result in, you know, $5 million here, $1 million there over the next 5 years or so, as the industry expands, I should say. And that's the same for how people invest in these pre-IPO companies that are, you know, traditional, I'd say. They do that for the most part, not for the quick gains, because they understand these are fundamentals, they're builders. And even though they could get quicker gains somewhere else, this is a higher certainty of succeeding. And it's just a different investment type of style. But the most important lesson here is understand what you're buying an asset for. If you are buying XRP with the speculation or with the idea that this is a quick type of flip to get to $1,000, you know, from 50 cents to $1,000. I don't want to be a wake-up call, but I'm telling you, that's not what these guys have built it for. So even though it could happen. It's not the main purpose, and it's not what the big guys in the game are buying XRP for right now. They're buying it mostly for what I just described. As the 50 cents towards $25 in a year or two sounds way more logical on a path, and from there on forward we can kind of see, you know, maybe it hits $64 next bull run, who knows. With the shit coins though, that's where people turn their $1,000 into $1 million overnight into in a week. But they're two very distinct investments. With XRP, a lot of people have put so much money in because they don't really see a way to lose. With shit coins, you're expecting to lose, but sometimes you make it crazy big. Completely different sector. Understand the game you're playing. And as I always say, just keep watching the channel. I share whenever I find an opportunity with you guys. In the past, we've had many coins go 400x. We put $1,000 in. We get 400,000 back. Within a couple of days, it happens. But I'll tell you as well, and this is very important. With XRP, the goal is also that it's going to remain high. You know, it's not going to completely fade away within a couple of days. Even though in a bear market, values come down 80%, you're still hoping something remains. Altcoins that are shitty, they go down 99.99999% and basically leaves you with $0 afterwards. You've also got to understand this. So if you're too late to sell, you're too late to sell. And it's not something you want to hold for a long time. Whereas with XRP, even if you buy it now, forget about it for the next decade, I think you'll be fine. With the shitcoin, if you buy it right now, forget about it for 10 years, you're going to have most likely $0 to your name. But that's about it.